Okay, so thank you for joining us today on This Won't Last podcast. It's another episode of me and Paul chilling in the dark, two dudes in the dark, because y'all seemed to love it so much the last time we did it in the dark. So thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan B. Online, and I got P. Breeze with me.
Hello.
So today we're just going to kind of shoot the shit for a little bit and smoke some cigars again. Smoke some and shoot some.
Yes, because we live in Florida. Just don't at me. We're enjoying the last little bit of cold weather before it's gone forever.
Which, yeah, it's been rather nice. So, not to make any of you Northerners jealous for those of us who are living in the States, and apparently we do have a few folks who are listening up in Canada. So, I don't know what that's all about.
We appreciate you.
But,
we appreciate you using your VPN to listen to us.
Come on, it could be actually people up there. You never know.
Nobody lives in Canada. Stop. They all moved to the U.S. to work in Hollywood.
Like Jim Carrey.
Jeez.
Star of stage and screen and recent smashing success adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog.
And kidding.
Huh?
And kidding. It's a good show.
Yeah. We were just watching that earlier. I've never seen it. Needless to say, without knowing anything about it, it sure is a strange thing to walk into.
It is a very Jim Carrey production.
It's a very merry Jim Carrey production.
So while we're toasting our cigars, what are you drinking today, Ryan?
I am drinking Gargoyle Love Song from Clown Shoes Brewing. Clown Shoes is a fantastic brewery. Come out with a lot of specialty stuff that is unique and interesting. And their artwork on their bottles is always cool, which you can probably see that on our Instagram. If you go on there and you look at our picture that we posted at This Won't Last podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or
_podcast on Twitter. Because Twitter fucked us over.
Why they would fuck us on this is beyond us.
It's a simple misunderstanding.
Yep.
I put our birth date as the day we started the podcast, so they said I was too young on Twitter, and they locked our account. Which was clearly, I couldn't be 2 days old. It was clearly a mistake. And we had at This Won't Last podcast, and when they gave it back to us, they gave us _podcast, which is worthless. But I've been too lazy to fight it. So here we are.
Mm-hmm. But either way, still follow us. So that Gargoyle Love Song is a delicious Imperial Stout. American Imperial Stout, aged in bourbon barrels and vanilla beans added. It tastes delicious. It is rich and velvety and thick and stouty, as most Imperial Stouts are. You can definitely taste the bourbon barrel. It's got a lot of wood, ladies. And you do get like a hint of the...
You can really taste the imperialism.
Yes.
Going to all corners of my mouth.
It's really dominating my mouth, ladies. Nice mouthfeel. Not overly viscous like a lot of the Imperial Stouts are. That being said, I'm a frequent enjoyer of Imperial Stouts, so I may be a little bit biased on that. But yeah, more than anything, I taste a lot of the wood, chocolate, roasted coffee. Don't get a whole lot of vanilla, but it's kind of in the backbone. So if you're into that, if that sounds like a good thing for you, then go ahead and check it out. It's Gargoyle Love Song from Clown Shoes Brewery.
Fucking Clown Shoes.
Yes. And what about you, Paul? What are you drinking?
Mine's nothing as complex or artistically exciting. I'm drinking the Trader Joe's hard cider with Fireball.
Okay, you know.
It's an old-fashioned Angry Balls.
Angry Balls.
I'll be honest. I was surprised. The Trader Joe's cider is really fucking, like, super light.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just like smooth. Like
it's probably light for a reason. It's easier to mass produce, I would imagine.
Oh, probably. The whole damn company is based on that shit. Some things are good. Honestly, I actually enjoy their cheese section.
Yep.
Nice little treats throughout the store. I got some of those smoothies to help me out the first couple of days after having my teeth pulled out.
Nice. Not a fun experience, was it?
Wasn't bad actually. Wasn't bad. Honestly, I don't know how I had no pain afterwards.
Good drugs.
I guess. I mean, I thought it was, I'm pretty sure I was just taking antibiotics and things like that.
So for those of you who are still complaining about the current medical system in America, not to get too political, but on the pub side, we do have good drugs.
Yes.
And as far as smokes, what are you smoking on there?
Senora Questore.
Questare.
Centrofino.
Centrofino. It's a Questare. It was just some cheap cigar that I put into my humidor, and I used to date them not socially, but I used to put dates on them with the P-Touch machine.
And this one is from Christmas Eve, 2012.
So it had a nice time. How smooth is that?
Pretty fucking smooth.
Pretty fucking smooth.
Took a $4 cigar and made it pretty fucking smooth.
Yeah. So for those of you who are interested in smoking cigars and maybe you haven't gotten yourself a humidor yet, I highly recommend that. I highly recommend buying a bunch of cheap shit, maybe a couple of good ones, throwing them in a humidor, keeping it, seasoned, and just letting it go for a few years because it turns cheap stuff into really good stuff. And me myself, I'm smoking a tabac. It's like a coffee flavored cigar. It's coffee or chocolate, I don't know, but it's pretty delicious.
I don't mean to piss off the hardcores, but I mean, the vast majority of cigars, that's the only difference, is just the aging.
Aging, yep.
I mean, you can only grow leaves a certain way. You can only tan them. I mean, again, I'm sure with cheap ones, they're tanned and they're harvested in
the most efficient
process. So so not taking as much care to get the better quality ones or this, the particular thickness or style or age. Mm-hmm. They're just taking them as they're going. But I mean, fucking age. I mean, it's just like, you can make a fairly mediocre,
straightforward
whiskey or other kind of spirit, and if you can, either filter it, infuse it, or do something, or age it appropriately, you can make, I mean, again, you can't, some things you can't fix, but you can make a lot of mediocre to poor things a lot better.
No matter how much you age wild turkey, it'll still be wild turkey. Not that I have anything against wild turkey. Believe me, I've drank plenty of wild turkey in my day.
You can't bring that wild bird in.
And that's true. And, I was actually talking to somebody about that the other day, about Pappy Van Winkle. And it's like, how good can it possibly be? Like, for it to be, it's $1,500, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's $1,500 for a bottle.
If you can find it directly.
Yes. A secondary market is probably much more.
Yeah, I've heard it go. Yeah, I've heard it go for $3,000 a bottle. Then each shot or each small half a shot is going for anywhere from $50, $100, $150. Depending how far they are in the process. You may be getting even more. I think Tabitha and Sean would talk about that because over at the Capitol Grill, especially the bars downtown, like they would look like they would still have to fight for it, but when it would get it, oh my god, man, it was ridiculous.
Well, and I think the conversation I ended up having was with my GTL, and I think he said it was like $300 a pour. I was like, really?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
That's insane.
I'm drunk. Yeah,
you're drunk. It's all that Fireball and Trader Joe's
all
cider.
The balls.
Trader cider.
Yeah, I forgot.
Not going to be as good and smooth as the cider that I make when I move to the Cayman Islands. We'll call it Cayman cider.
Just let it simmer. Okay.
Yeah. You have to get up and get a towel after that one. So, what else is on our mind today, Paul?
Well, this is very niche. And you haven't seen it yet, but today, me and my brother and I, to use proper
Special
English,
K.
Special K, the one and only, went to go see My Hero, Heroes Rising.
My Hero Academia?
Baku no Hero.
Or as my niece calls it, My Hero Macadamia.
Perfect. I love macadamias.
Yep. So how was it?
It
Spoiler free
was
review.
pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like the first movie. I mean, if anybody even cares, if you're still listening at this point, we're only 9 minutes in. I'm pretty sure I just lost whatever audience we had.
People don't really have the intersectionality of craft beer, cigars, and anime is pretty limited.
No. There's definitely a group for that. There's definitely a group.
Yeah, us. All right. Sorry to interrupt.
Nani? The first one was, I agreed with your assessment, was fairly boring.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just felt like a Pokemon movie. Like, there were no, whatever stakes there were, like, there was no residual effect afterwards. I don't remember the movie at all.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything that happened other than it was on some, like, World's Fair type, like, shipper island or something. It was just arbitrary. Everybody was there arbitrarily. Like, there was no reason for anybody to do anything.
Like, we were talking about this the other day. It's ridiculous because why do they need to arbitrarily bring everyone there? They're in the same class. That's your reason right there.
Yeah. But it was like, some went there with heroes. Other ones went there because they were rich. Other ones went there because they needed money for summer or something like. Just weird shit. It was. I guess it was like some weird combination. It was like Mackinac, but with Pokemon in anime. It was just weird. It was the whole thing was weird. It was uninspired. The second one though, there's a very good reason why they're all in this place. It did have a little bit of that kind of like beach episode mentality. Like, not like cheesecake and fan service, just like fluff and just kind of filler for something like starting off with. But they do a pretty good job of getting in there and getting the characters. Actually, in the very beginning, it starts off with this decent little car chase, and like all the cars are CG, and like you can see like right away like they're throwing money into it.
Fun side note: cars are not allowed on Mackinac Island. That's why there's a bunch of horses there. Watch your step.
Ayo. So I won't review anymore because I do want whoever is going to see it without any. I didn't want to tease anything because I feel like you kind of go in there with mostly a blank slate, which is what I did. The only thing I knew beforehand was that I had to watch up to, I think, episode 14 of season 3, season 4, because it shows a few things happen during the current season.
Yeah.
But other than that,
finished 13 today.
But it's definitely happened. You can definitely pin down when this thing happens. I am curious because there were some big. This show, it's weird because this show is so huge in the States.
Yeah.
But it's only like number 4, like on Shonen, right? Like for
Japan.
last year.
Japanese people are weird.
Well, but again, because My Hero is again, superheroes is a very Western concept.
Sure is, yeah. Which is funny because I was watching a thing the other day. I was talking about one of the first actual superheroes may have come from Japan. Is a Golden Bat. Look it up for those of you who haven't. But basically, it was kind of in that niche area where, like, it could still be argued that like Zorro's a superhero, or something like that. But definitely, of everything that I saw, it was on a YouTube video. Of everything that I saw they were presenting, it made a good case for him being possibly the first superhero. But it came out of Japan.
Even before the Phantom?
I believe so.
Oh.
It was super old. Again, my memory doesn't serve me that well, but.
Well, then I'm glad he was able to. I'm glad he's been resurrected in One Punch Man.
No, that's Metal Bat.
Same thing. But My Hero, it's okay. For the most part, the premise is not original. It follows a lot of the same tropes and
Sky High
things as a bunch of other animes and things before it. It's for the most part is a fairly typical shonen.
Spiky-haired anime protagonist.
Yeah.
Teenager.
But the one thing I think I finally realized today, more probably, I don't know, for some reason it took me this long to finally like really drill down into it, is the only thing that really separates this from most other shonen or most other anime is that they do such a good job of developing each character.
Oh, yeah.
And not just the character themselves, but their relationships. And this series about superheroes is all about relationships. Like, you have your Goku and Vegeta, but you have a Krillin who wants to be a Goku, and you have a Vegeta who wants to be a Goku.
Yeah.
Like they're both fighting so hard to be this idea.
You have your Goku and Vegeta, and it's not in the main cast. It's the supporting characters. It's All Might and Endeavor. Yeah.
Like, Endeavor has a pretty big showing too in the beginning of the movie.
Nice.
Yeah, he does some work. But yeah, it's just I really hope because there were some big changes. I mean, especially starting at the end of last season when when they have their fight and they kind of fight it out and cry it out a little bit.
Yep, hug it out. Bitch.
So there's a bit of the rivalry is finally there, as opposed to them just like one wanting to be the other one and the other one hating the other one.
Yeah.
It's becoming a begrudging rivalry.
Well, and Deku's kind of finally at a point where he's not taking as much of Kachan's shit.
Yeah.
like in the beginning, it was almost always like Bakugo would rag on Deku, and he'd be like, kind of down about himself.
Yeah.
But now he's getting more confident, and when Bakugo, gives him shit, he gives it right back these days.
Yeah.
So it's great because just seeing a character develop like that in a natural way. Because he's not a Goku. He doesn't win every single fucking fight. Like, he has to get bailed out sometimes. He has to have his friends help him, and it's a lot. It makes for a great dynamic.
Yeah. I mean, outside of All Might, there is no like ultimate like character.
No.
And even now, he's not that anymore because he's lost. Spoilers. He's lost his powers.
Yep.
So like, Endeavor's trying to be the new number one, but if like his name might as well be Overkill. Let's just be straight up about it. He's so angry.
And to the credit of what you said earlier about them giving everybody their own time and stuff, or their own, taking the time to develop them, each character, even the minor characters. The guy with fucking tape coming out of his elbows is a cool character.
Yeah.
What kind of a power is that? He has tape, like just tape, shipping tape or packing tape or whatever. And he's kind of cool. He's kind of like the Spider-Man almost of their universe.
A little bit, yeah.
Like he swings around. And he's kind of like a normal dude, but he does work.
Yeah.
The frog girl is great. Froppy. Look her up. She's cool as shit. She has some great moments in the show.
Great cosplays.
Yep. Oh yeah. Swimsuit succubus. She definitely like in this and that was one of my. Besides the movie just being rudimentary, the first one, this one, like there's every character actually has like a moment. Mm-hmm. They all play a part. They all work together to, fight these challenges. Granted, the villain himself is redundant, but that's almost to be expected at this point. Well, I think it's hard to make a one shot, an OVA, a movie, whatever you want to call them, with a good villain, because you can't really bring him back.
Well, it's not. You can. There have been, but it's fine. Again,
it took him 15 years to do it, Broly.
within the canon, within the canon, it works for what it is because of how it's structured. I'm not going to go into it, but it does highlight some other villains along the way. So I'll leave it as it is. It's definitely worth, if you enjoy anime, if you enjoy superheroes in any way, it's definitely worth checking out because it is. My Hero is still definitely a much different take on a traditional superhero story. Mm-hmm. Because he's learning. He's your main character. He's learning all this. His only real power. Well, he has power, but his main power is that he just won't give up to the point where he's basically self-mutilating to complete the task.
And for those of you who haven't seen the show at all, and the introductory premise is basically this: as a kid, they live in a world where superheroes are commonplace. Only a very small amount of the population doesn't have what they call a quirk, which is a power. And the main character of the show, basically, he doesn't have a quirk. He's diagnosed as being quirkless. And eventually, he meets up with his favorite hero, who is the number one hero, All Might. And essentially, All Might passes his power on to him. giving him the opportunity to become a hero. And some very emotional moments where they look back at his childhood, where he's watching All Might do his thing on TV and stuff, and he asks his mom, is like, "Can I be a hero?" And she says no.
Right after they find out he has no quirk.
Yep.
She doesn't say it. She just cries.
Yeah.
She's just hugging him and just cries while he's like staring almost dead-eyed
Yep.
at the TV, head cocked, like as if his entire world was shattered at 5 years old.
And if you can't fucking relate to that, you're not human.
Well, and the only other thing I'll say about the movie is I was caught off guard. The most surprising thing about the movie was that I was actually getting like emotional. I was getting teary eyed like during like part of the big climax.
It's so good
because of the choices made by some of these characters that they know very well would be detrimental to themselves, but they're still going to do it.
Mm-hmm. So I did. I got to the part where the thing happens to him. And wow, that was that was some good shit. That was some good shit. Like I was like, oh my god,
pinball wizard.
Like I was like, okay, this is like it's gonna get undone, I'm sure, but they set it up great. Like watch it, just watch it. Do yourself a favor, because even beyond it being kind of childish, in not like a bad way. It is more or less aimed at kids.
Yeah.
But
I mean, again, it is deceptive because it
deals with a lot of adult concepts.
Yeah, and again, it's it's just, and again like a lot of animes, it's just about finding your place in the world. It's about what are you willing to do to what are you willing to do for either for others or to make your dreams come true or to have the future you want.
Yeah.
That's really what a lot of them are. I mean, there are a lot of again. There's a kid there who's just, a 2 foot pervert who all he does is throw purple balls at stick. But they make him useful.
Yep. Not only do they make him useful, but like they make it to the point where like his perversion actually almost comes off as not honorable but respectable in some ways. Like he's so dedicated to being a scuzzbag that it just motivates him to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's because again, it just his ability is he's able to throw sticky purple balls from his scalp,
yeah.
And he went from having that ability to going to the top hero school in the country.
Yep, being in the top class in his class. Like there's different groups. He's in the top group in his class.
Yeah, him, Spider-Man, and like the legacies.
The fucking the naval laser kid has a great moment, and he's legitimately made out to be a joke character.
Yep.
Like he's constantly he's very, I don't even know what the name of it is. There's a certain specific name of that character type in anime where they're like pretty boys, but they're almost like, it's kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. Anyways, like he's almost like a fabulous, I hesitate to say gay, but that kind of American stereotype of what like a gay fabulous man would be like, but his sexuality doesn't really come into play at all.
Yeah.
But he's that kind of a thing, flamboyant.
Yeah.
But he interacts with all characters like this all the time, and yet so much of the time they just ignore him. Like, not in a mean or disrespectful way, but like he's doing all this, flashy stuff, and they're just like, "Yep."
He is who he is.
Yeah,
yeah. It's not even like detrimental. They're not like being mean to him. It's just he is what he is. We're not ignoring him. We're just this isn't weird for us.
Yeah, and he has a hero moment, like a big hero moment. Like when there's in the it's not the sports festival, in the entrance exams.
Entrance exams, yeah.
And
No. The licensing exams.
Yes, that's one.
The probationary.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I really want to go into it. Spoil it. But
that's fine. But I mean, again, just keep it simple. I mean, again, there's 20 characters in Class 1A.
Yeah. And
they all get moments.
Yes.
Granted, some of them took longer than others. I mean, there was one character, he didn't talk for 2 seasons. But there was a reason why. They finally showed in season 3 why he didn't speak. It was it was a big part of who he was, what his powers were.
Yep.
But no, like I said, even in that movie, they did a good job of giving everybody a chance to shine. They fought some big powerhouses, and came out the other side. Honestly, it's definitely whatever when we're recording this came out. The movie came out this weekend in the U.S. It was number 4 in the box office. It just beat out Bad Boys. It was right. It did pretty well again. I think it did 8 million from Wednesday through Sunday, which is pretty good for just an anime movie. And
not just that it's an anime movie, because admittedly not a whole lot has come out this weekend, but it's a limited release thing.
Yeah.
Like we have one in the city. You had to drive up to.
I had to go up to Estero or San Carlos because the one in Naples was only showing at 4D, and I didn't want to spend $21 to see it.
Yeah, the one in town is only got one showing every day at 11:30 in the morning, and it's in the 4DX. Well,
actually, that's a funny thing. I think because it was doing so well in the initials, they extended it. So originally, like local theater was only showing it once a day. They expanded it to 4 showings on 4DX.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because, again, there's other movies they could show on there, and they're not.
Bad Boys for Life was great on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry you had to see Sonic on that.
That's right. But yeah, it's considering again, there's not a bunch of powerhouse movies out right now, but for again a limited release, an anime movie, and again it came out in Japan 3 months ago.
Yep.
So it's not like
the torrenters have seen it.
Yeah. So So like all the diehards have already seen it. I'm sure it was if it wasn't on Crunchyroll, it was on Kiss Anime.
Yeah.
So it's been seen by everybody who wants to see it, who was willing to put in any effort to see it.
Yeah.
If you're willing to type in a web address, you saw it. I didn't. I legit love the dub voice actors.
Yeah, very good.
The Japanese aren't bad. God, dude, I was like, there was 2 jokes in this movie that I was cracking up, and they weren't even good jokes.
Yeah.
Just the way they're delivered. He said it before, but like Kachin, as he's walking by, or they're in the middle of a fight, Deku's distracted by other members of his class, like cause they're getting hurt because he's always worried about somebody else.
Yep.
And he kicks him to get him out of the way of a blast. So obviously he enjoys kicking Deku just to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, he just yells, at him, "Stay focused, you damn nerd!" Nice. And just the way he delivered, "You damn nerd." Like in that voice was so fucking hilarious to me. It was dumb. It was not funny. It should not have been funny. But I laughed. I actually laughed out loud when I heard that.
He's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, and there's another line earlier where like,
"Stay focused, you damn nerd."
And there's another line earlier. Where like they're in the hero base or whatever, and they walk in the room. "Hey, Kakushino the Bakugos." Like it was a very Son of Cole moment for me. Oh man, it was so good. It's just this dumb movie, but again, like it works because you have these characters that have been together for 4 seasons.
Yeah,
they know each other pretty well. Again, they're all fun characters. They all have their little quirks. No pun intended. Mm-hmm. And
if it works, it works.
Yeah, I enjoy the series. I mean, this isn't one of my favorite anime of all time, but it's putting in some work right now. I mean, there's a reason why it's still, why it's holding steady in the top 5.
Yep.
On Shonen Jump.
One.
I mean, I would probably argue in the U.S. right now it's probably 1/2.
So what is the top 5 right now?
I haven't checked it recently. It was a recent video from Super Eye Patch Wolf. Mm-hmm. He did a breakdown of the 2019 the top Shonen Jump like right now, quote unquote. And it was he was looking at just pure manga sales or issue sales of last year, and funny enough, the big dog who's been running it for 20 years, the great One Piece, was finally dethroned after 10 years.
Wow!
And Demon Slayer had the most issues sold last year. Now, part of that was cheating because everybody who was reading it was buying the back issues. So they were doing double issues, like new issues were still outsell. One Piece was still outselling, but like One Piece it's still in the top 5. I mean, I'm sure they can just run reprints and it would still be in the top 5.
Yeah.
Because they are coming up to a hiatus pretty soon, which again is crazy after like 22 years. Over 20 years. They're finally going on hiatus.
People love their monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I love Dragon Ball. I grew up with that, but it's One Piece like kills it as far as like just consistent power.
Yeah.
Like, just it's stayed in the top 3 for over 20 years. Nothing else has done that before.
No.
I mean, Dragon Ball is an institution, but One Piece is a consistent producer.
Like, is there an equivalent in America? Batman, maybe Spider-Man.
The X-Men.
The X-Men. Okay, yeah.
From the Chris Claremont days, it was consistently up there, and then especially once Jim Lee and them got involved with X-Men.
Yeah.
Since X-Men #1, like X-Men ruled the '90s.
Yes.
And even when they rebooted it, and even when they redid it with the Ultimate Universe, and then with Astonishing X-Men and all the different books. Again, it's a little different because in Japan they'll do like one book will go forever.
Yeah.
Whereas over here, like Batman will have 6 different books at one time.
Yeah.
You know, Gotham as a location will have 10 different books a month. So it's a very different process, and again because they'll change out creative teams all the time, and they only put out 1 issue a month. In manga, they're putting out 1 issue a week, and it's the same 4 people.
Yeah.
1 to 4 people doing it every day for 20 plus years.
Oof.
And even if they change over people, it still has to get done every week.
Yeah.
Like there's no taking time off. It's the manga world is the most brutal place in entertainment.
Yeah.
Like people have had breakdowns, they've killed themselves.
Because it's basically like it's the equivalent of if you had to do your job, not 24 hours, but I'd say probably 10 to 18, depending on what one you're working in.
Yeah.
Every single day of the week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there's artists like Jim Lee has been pretty consistent over his 30-year career.
Yep.
His nearly 30-year career. But other ones I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, there were the new independent guys that left Marvel and left DC, like Scott Campbell, Jorge Ramos, and I think it's Jorge Ramos, and Joe Maduro Ura. Yeah. Joe Maduro Ura, in particular, like he had this comic called Battle Chasers. Few people know about it. It's a like fantasy world with like a strong manga style. And it looked fucking amazing. Every page, every square was beautiful in that goddamn series. But it was so intense, and he did everything himself. He only put out like 8 issues over 3 years.
Yeah. Which
would not fucking fly in manga. Like, I don't care how good you are. Like Tade Kubo he was a prodigy with his art in the early ages of Bleach. Like his work in Bleach visually was phenomenal. Again, no character development, but visually was phenomenal. But he got burnt out, and that's why Bleach just kind of fizzled out as opposed to having like a big send off like it should have. I mean, there's a lot more. I'm more of a fan of Bleach than I am like say a Naruto or anything like that.
Yeah.
Naruto is a phenomenon. It's a worldwide phenomenon. There's like they're between memes and the characters and everything else. But again, that show, while it lasted as long as it did, I think 44% of it, like somebody did the math, 44% of the series are filler episodes.
Yeah.
Because there's so much and there's such demand for it. But there was some really good action, some really good fights, and again, a lot of good characters in there.
Yeah.
Like Rock Lee.
These fucking hands.
These fucking hands. Solid fucking meme. Right up there with all the SpongeBobs.
Check out the meme that we stole on Instagram.
Oh my god, so good. But, somebody like Tade Kubo,
all credit goes to the artist.
Somebody like Tade Kubo, who, again, outside of the manga industry, nobody knows, but, helped... I'm going to say in the 2000s, helped bring back, like, dynamic art in manga. I mean, it was very... again, not that... Like, One Piece has evolved over the years, and it's gotten very good, but it's a steady performer.
Yeah.
There's some great that series is good because they've developed such a crazy world. Like there's hundreds of characters, and somebody cares about every one of those characters.
Oh yeah.
Or every character has a fan, whether it's the good guys, the bad guys. Somebody you only see one time. Everybody, like every character has a fan.
It's the I don't even know the name of the character, but he's one of the. I think he might be one of the bad guys, but he's like an old dude, and like everybody talks about the moment where he's supposed to be super tough, and like everybody talks about his moment when he dies standing, whatever, and it's like I don't even think he was like through the whole series. He was just a short-lived character in it. Obviously not because he's old, but
yeah.
But like, it's just one thing where like very few shows and anime specifically have characters where like a small time character can stand out so much.
Yeah, because like I said, they're not afraid to go all in on a character. I mean, it's there's a lot of series like that. I mean, another one was Hunter. I mean, it's one of those weird animes where it starts off like the first 3 episodes you think it's just a generic run of the numbers anime, and then it just flips everything. Like the main character loses more than half of his fights.
Yeah.
Like he, in all intents and purposes, is a rookie and is moderately terrible.
Yep.
And even like during like probably the biggest arc when they're fighting the Ant King or whatever his name is, he's not even one of the best players on his team. Like one of the most important, like one of the best fighters. Like he's an also ran, as well he should be. He's a fucking kid.
Yeah.
There's no reason like the kid should be the strongest person there.
He's the protagonist. He's not the best.
Yeah. But they do a good job, and again, it's just one of those things where because of the power system they use, it's not like a Dragon Ball Z where it's like I have the most power, I win. You still gotta fucking use that shit right.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and I say right now we're actually 2019 was a strong year for anime.
Yeah.
And 2020 looks to be even bigger. At some point this year, as long as they stay on course, we're looking to have the final season of Attack on Titan come out.
That got really good. Like, it started out great.
It's supposed to be. It started. It was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
No, I'm still behind.
Dude, season 3 gets really good.
Yeah. Attack on Titan drops. I mean, actually, I was going to say the anime came out a few months after this cigar was put in your humidor.
Nice.
In 2013, and the first season was fucking gangbusters. Like it starts off that first episode, and it sucked in the entire world. I mean, they got 2 live-action movies out of it. They got a series been going on for years, merchandise deals all over the world, and it's still they tease a lot of things that they are still working on paying off.
Well, and I will say that from where it starts out to where it kind of ends up is like you can't see where it was going. Like it does take, and it's not like a hard turn, like to the point where it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it definitely goes into some territory where it's like, what? So if you like that kind of thing where like it develops a mystery into something that eventually pays off, I feel like you do have to watch it all the way through. Like I said, season 3.
Yeah.
Season 2 was kind of rough in my opinion.
Well, I think, and again, I don't know if that's just because they
even season 1 ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, like I say, and I don't know if that was because they were trying to pad time, or whether they extended things, or whether they just were over-explaining things they didn't need to.
Yeah.
I didn't read the manga, so I don't know what part of that was extra, how much of it was was part of the original story.
Extra, yes.
But no, I mean, the reason it's still one of the most anticipated shows coming out. Promised Neverland was a huge hit last year, and that season 2 is coming out in October this year. I mean, My Hero's still going strong. Maybe at some point in the next few years we'll get another season of
I would argue
One Punch Man.
This might be... Yeah, it's a shame they didn't make season 2.
Season 2 was fine.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as everybody's making it out to be. It wasn't as bad as people thought it was from that initial teaser trailer. We're coming up almost a year after, aren't we?
I think it came out around March or April. Yeah, so about a year.
So, I mean, like, it definitely wasn't as bad as people thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But it lacked that... It lacked a certain punch.
Yeah. Well, and again, too, a lot of that is also real. I mean, again, like the fans understand why. Most, the general audience, the general anime audience may not know. again, like the first season of One Punch Man was a goddamn all-star team.
Oh yeah.
Like the director is this huge, like, not up and comer, but he's like the hot new shit. He was the hot new shit when season 1 came out. He pulled in favors from everybody. So like every animator, every letterer, every editor, every producer, everybody they got on there was basically doing it as a favor. So that's why that series was visually fucking dominating. And then they did it, and for whatever reason, they just didn't do it again for a while. And then when they tried to bring it back, everybody was busy on other projects. So it went to JC staff, and they didn't have the same team, the same crew. So I mean, no anime could follow up that first season. I mean, the way the story's structured, it definitely changes a lot from the first one. It puts the characters in. There's a lot more development of the characters throughout the season. Including the quasi mini tournament arc.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, but I still enjoyed the season. It was there were a lot of issues again, especially visually and pacing, but overall I still enjoyed the season. It was my second favorite series from One that year.
They had some great moments. My personal favorite is they finally kind of got into King a little bit more.
Yeah.
And when they introduce him or whatever, they kind of go into his thing. They talk about the you hear the King drum whenever he's around because he's the strongest superhero. He's undefeated. He's wins every battle that he fights. But spoiler alert, it's not really a spoiler because it happens like the same episode. It's revealed that he has no powers. And all of his fights are basically that he's won, quote unquote, are basically coincidence. Somebody else showed up to fight him for him. So my favorite thing about it is like the King drum is a thing. Why is it a thing? Because like characters in the universe acknowledge it happens. It's like you hear the pounding of a drum when he's about to get ready to fight. And you're thinking, okay, maybe it's related to his powers and yada yada yada. He doesn't have powers. He does, like people are hearing this drum, but he's not doing anything. Like nothing is actually happening.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this phenomenon?
Probably just his own heartbeat.
It could be.
His own heartbeat beating. Oh no, and even more so, like I don't think they outright say it, but yeah, I mean, I think it's heavily insinuated that it's every single time it was Saitama.
Yeah. Which is great because it explains a lot of like why Saitama gets no recognition.
Yeah, despite literally saving the world like every other day.
Yep.
On the way home from the store.
Now, I did see a thing which it was interesting on YouTube, and I want to plug something from YouTube really quick outside of what I'm going to talk about. Which
Hashtag
is
not sponsored?
No, but it's unless you want to sponsor us, YouTube. Monetize this. Anyways, so the first one I was going to talk about was you talking about beautiful comic book art and whatnot. Check out Pop Cross Studios. This guy is an artist, and he reviews different artists and whatnot. He did one bit on I don't even remember who it was. It was like an anime type deal, but it was this beautifully ornate, like it's kind of like Arabian influence, like there's very Persian style of design and things like that, with a lot of the fabrics and stuff the characters are wearing have heavily patterned clothing and stuff, and it's all hand drawn. And this stuff is like ridiculously intricate. But I don't even remember what video it was on. But check out Pop Cross Studios because all of his videos where he reviews this stuff is very good and interesting, and he talks about it from a perspective of an artist, which is fun. And I forgot what else I was going to talk about. Oh, back to the other thing that I saw on another YouTube video, because I watch a lot of YouTube, unfortunately, is somebody talked about King and the possibility of him actually having powers, but his power is basically like the ability to make others fight for him. So like or like kind of like luck powers. So like that's an interesting concept. Kind of ruins the joke a little bit, so I wouldn't want it to be canon, but it's a fun thought process.
Well, again, so I quasi alluded to it a moment ago. One, who's the creator of One Punch Man, is also the creator of Mob Psycho 100.
Keeping it.
They are very different stories about very similar characters going in very different paths.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it because in Mob Psycho, everything means something and nothing means anything. whereas in One Punch Man, in Mob Psycho, the main character is to a fault optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Saitama, to a fault, is pessimistic.
Yeah.
They go in completely opposite directions because they both have all the power. They're both the strongest person on the planet, but because of their experiences and because of the people around them, they have completely different trajectories.
Yeah.
Now, with season 2, they do help that a little bit with Saitama, and there's definitely a lot of character. Like my Mob Psycho season 2 was my pick for best anime last year. Crunchyroll didn't agree. They chose Demon Slayer. It's a fine anime.
Both Paul and I have kind of come to the same conclusion about Demon Slayer. It's nice, it's good, but why all the hype? Like, it's not that good. Like, to where people talk about it like it's the be-all, end-all, the second coming of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, and again, I'm gonna reserve full judgment only because as part of the Crunchyroll Awards, I think I mentioned this in a previous podcast. Demon Slayer also won Best Fight of the Year, which for those watching on Toonami is about 2 episodes away. Mm-hmm. So I think next week we might see that fight where he fights one of the demons in the woods, where they are right now. Mm. I mean, visually, it's. I mean, I've come to appreciate it. They use very not contrasting but differing art styles within for different attacks. Mm-hmm. Utilizing the like the traditional like feudal like wall scroll art.
Yep.
And tattoo for like tattoo style for their attacks.
Yep.
And Tanjiro won Best Boy for last year.
And your girl, what's her name? Nezuko. She's become the Harley Quinn of of anime girls, where every single girl cosplays as her, which is fine.
Which is funny because they did this right after everybody being Lady Midnight or something Midnight from My Hero.
My Hero. I think it's just Midnight, but Mistress Midnight. I don't know. Yeah, I forget the something hero, the bondage hero or something like that. Yeah, the lady who makes people sleep. More of a mountain lady guy myself.
Yeah, I think there's a few other things. I mean, Netflix is still going strong. They don't have any like knockouts coming this year. Like no like established shows that I'm aware of. I think we're probably due for another season of Seven Deadly Sins, which is a mixed bag for a lot of the anime community.
Yeah, I got into like season 2 of it, and I was just like, just not that interested in it.
It's one of those. I can't defend why I like it. I enjoy it.
I can't stand smelly odors as a as a character.
Yeah.
He's unlikable. He's basically sexually assaults Elizabeth all the time.
Yeah.
And like we're supposed to think that he's just kind of a smelly odors. It's not actually his name. But it's just it doesn't play for me. Like
I get it.
Listen, King and Bon are actually like I enjoy them, and I hear that what's his name, the strong dude.
Oh yeah, I forget his name at this point.
Yeah,
he's
supposed to be pretty cool.
Bonkers.
Yeah,
he is a walking flex.
Yep. Walking flex. That's him in the Joker.
Yeah, no, we're actually looking at a pretty good year for anime, and then there's always some nice new stuff. Actually, I kind of want to see it now, but I think in January, Makoto Shinkai. I think that's the director. He was the guy behind Your Name. His Fallout movie came out in January.
I like how Paul just ignores me when I make dumb jokes.
His movie looks like his movies always look amazing. They're not my usual brand of anime.
Isn't that my usual cup of isekai? I guess he doesn't really do isekai.
He doesn't do that. He when he's at his best, he does sort of it's a fantastical world set in like just like a normal setting.
Yep.
Like it's just there's these things that are happening that don't make sense, but it's just in a very real world and just with real emotions and real characters dealing with them. He's got a lot of good short films. There's a bunch. There's I think The Garden of Words is one I really want to see from a few years back, a few years before Your Name.
Right.
And it's about I think a college student who always meets. He always goes to the park to have lunch, and this office worker goes there as well, and they just talk and develop this relationship. And they're there, and like it's raining every time they're there, so they're underneath this like gazebo, this kind of little like seated area, and they develop this relationship just from having lunch together and talking, and it's supposed to be like a really sweet movie, but like in his like the water animation in that film is ridiculous. The little bit that I have seen is insane. Like his attention to detail, and even Your Name again. Like it starts off with a meteor, and it catches you right away. It's just visually amazing.
Starts off with an R. So in that movie, it's raining, pouring even. Is it left to speculation as to whether or not the old man is snoring? He went to bed, bumped his head, couldn't get up in the morning.
And there goes the last listener.
People love my jokes. By people, I mean me.
My jokes.
By jokes, I mean...
Words.
Yeah. I think I need a refill. I was going to get up while you were talking that, because like you seemed to be on a roll.
Probably should have.
So yeah.
Nailed it.
Nice. Alright, what else do you want to talk about so I can get up and go get a beer?
I mean, you should probably just pause here while you're going to do it.
What's a pause? Fine.
You're recording. I don't know. I could probably make shit up. I don't know.
Alright. I don't know what to do with my hands. Alright, Paul. It's your creative control for the next 5 minutes. It might take a while.
All
I'm
right.
going to wash my glass out, too. Wash your glass.
Alright, let me explain why Demon Slayer is better than Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer is great. You shut your mouth.
I've literally never seen it. I'm not even sure it exists, to be honest, because I've only heard Ryan talk about it. I've never seen it anywhere else. It might be like Buckaroo Banzai. It's like it's not real until you know it's real. What else? Well, I'm not sure when this is going up, but I mean, shit, Mayor Pete dropped out. Man, that was kind of a shock. I don't know, man. There's too many people running for president, anyways. Let's not get political. Yeah, politics are boring. What else? We got cars driving by. Perfect. I think this is going to be a weird year for movies, too. I mean, already the top grossing film of the year is Bad Boys for Life. Which, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I was so ready for that to be a flop. And somehow it just crossed the $400 million mark. Like, it's crazy.
I'm back. You can relax now.
Was that what that smell is?
Victory?
But yeah, I mean, I think we're looking at it's gonna be a very weird year for cinema. But it's gonna be a weird year. You know, it's just gonna be a weird year.
Yeah.
Between March and May, we have 2 Vin Diesel movies coming out, and I don't care about either of them.
ASMR time.
What is that?
I said ASMR time. I don't think we have this microphone. This is on the... So, if you haven't figured it out, on the last one, 2 Dudes in the Dark, we basically just recorded outside on Paul's laptop. So that's why the audio sounds a little bit funky. So, that's what I was saying. I don't think that was going to be picking up any ASMR while I was pouring out my next beer, which is an Orange Blossom Pilsner Brewing, Orange Blossom Brewing, OBP2. That's the Orange Blossom Pilsner 2, which is like their double version of their traditional Orange Blossom Pilsner. It's like a traditional Pilsner, but it's brewed with Orange Blossom honey. And it smells phenomenal, it tastes delicious, and it's a hefty 11% alcohol by volume.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. And you might actually, it's a Pilsner. Paul is famously not a fan of any kind of dark beers.
No, I don't like stouts and IPAs, and I don't like porters. I love Belgian quads, trips. I just don't like those abominations.
Not abominations. They're beautiful. Paul does not like his beers like he likes his women. Strong and black.
Listen, I have very select taste in beers. I like half the Belgians. I like sours, ciders. I can drink the lagers like everybody else.
Yep.
I like wheats. But yeah, no, I don't like IPAs.
I like wheat beer.
Don't like IPAs, your red ales, your stouts, porters, imperials. Yeah, again, there's a lot of beers I just don't enjoy. I mean, again, I've tried. I don't know. I've not count dozens and dozens of IPAs and stouts and porters. I just don't like them. Most of them taste the same to me. It's just not for me.
You did like that cherry cake or cherry pie stout that we had the other day, didn't you?
And a good taste to it. I mean, I probably wouldn't do a full glass of it, but like if it was in like a little flight,
Yeah.
I'd enjoy it. Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. That's just all. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, just like I wish I could enjoy whiskey and bourbon. I just don't. I mean, I can drink it in certain ways, like in like certain cocktails or things like that. But
You ain't
straight
got enough
up,
honky in you.
it's not straight like that. No, man. I'll stick to my sours and tequilas.
But you don't really drink a lot of liquors straight up, anyways. Like you drink any
Straight up, no, I don't.
tequilas, like
No, I never really developed a taste for it. I mean, it's not really. I don't know. Drinking really isn't my family.
If we can ever get you some of that Clase Azul, that is a fantastic tequila for sipping.
I had it. The
Oh,
full
you did?
bottle?
Yeah. I think I
had it.
But this Clase Azul is some good top shelf shit. Better than Patron.
No. I can sip tequila. Like tequila, I can sip tequila.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, generally whiskey and bourbons are a lot of more sipping spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Those I just don't care for. I've tried. I can do some of them on mix, but it doesn't go down the right way for me.
That's probably the wood aging. For a lot of people, that kind of like the level of flavor that remains in it, that is basically wood and char, isn't preferable to a lot of people, or palatable, I should say.
Yeah.
But again, that's about the amount of honky you got me.
I guess.
That being said, what did you think about this OBP2?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Good front. It tastes really good in the front.
Yeah. A bit dry in the finish.
Yeah, the finish was a little dry for me. It wasn't again usually in my wheelhouse, but it's not bad.
I like it's got a sweet, like you said, front profile. Initial taste is very honey and malt.
Oh yeah.
Very little hop, which I do like an IPA. I like a good hoppy beer, but I like all kinds of beers. So like if you like a more malt forward, a sweeter type of pilsner, and you're looking for something with a hefty ABV, a little bit heavier mouthfeel, definitely OBP2 is a good fit for you.
Well, you seem on a roll, so I'm going to grab a drink real quick.
All right, fine.
So go on
Yeah.
with your beer assessments or the next topic.
Yes. Interestingly enough, I'm probably going to continue talking about the OBP. Interestingly enough, the first time that I ever had the OBP squared, or OBP2, however you want to call it, we were actually at a convention, MegaCon convention, in Orlando, Florida. Sunny Orlando, Florida. And they was at the bar that was next to our hotel, within walking distance. We were pretty much in walking distance from the hotel to the bar and to the convention center, which was cool. It was our first time that we went to MegaCon. And it was one of the only beers that they served, and this is still when I was kind of new to craft beer. I wasn't quite the snob that I am now, but I was definitely very excited to find a high alcohol beer that was at this bar, which the bar itself was like part of a gift shop. It was the coolest thing because it was like like I said, there was like the gift shop behind the bar. And then, Papa Breeze, you coming to join us?
Oh, I'm just enjoying the conversation.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know. Gotta make time for drinks. So,
Time for drinks.
yeah, trying to support the show solo. So, definitely glad to have a speaking partner.
Oh, there you go. You were talking beer?
I was talking beer.
I see a commercial and they're advertising something else, but they're talking about a best beer. Is there a best beer?
Like Milwaukee's best or like...
It was called Best Beer. It was a company online.
I don't
and
think
they're
I'm-
advertising about business and how small companies can be helped out by a certain technology. And
Well,
the name of the company was Best Beer.
best beer? Never heard of it, but I feel the best beer is the one in front of you.
That's it.
Or possibly the one you just had.
The one you're looking forward to.
The one you're looking forward to. The next beer.
The next beer is usually the one you're really going to enjoy.
Your best beer is your next beer. But not all beers are created equal, that's for sure. Just had one last night that I was looking at from a brewing company called 6 Point. And they have a series of IPAs called Resin. And they had a variation off it called Atomic Res. And it was a hefty, it was like 11% alcohol, so high volume, high ABV beer.
Yep.
And I got some. I took a sip of it. Tasted pretty good up front. Then I swallowed it, and I was like overcome with almost like a rubbing alcohol finish to it. I was like,
Had that
that
special
wasn't
taste
pleasant.
after.
That wasn't pleasant.
No.
But so all beers are not created equal.
Yeah.
This one, same area. It's 11%.
You have
alcohol.
to enjoy the aftertaste.
Oh yeah. Because it was like it just, and you feel it in your nose too. Like after you swallow it, and you just like you can feel the alcohol like evaporating off your tongue, and it's like, holy crap, this is just not good.
Oh, that beer from last night.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a beer that's mostly supposed to wake you up, so you can,
it could be.
you
So
can
you drive
leave
home
the
under.
establishment you're at.
Yeah.
Either wake you up or put you down. Put you down.
The those of us at This Won't Last podcast do not endorse drinking and driving
Anymore?
anymore. We both learned our lesson more or less.
You should have a beer that actually tastes like bacon and eggs when you're getting ready to go home. So
I think I
Well, they do
tasted
have
that.
a
be looking
maple
forward to
coffee
the morning.
There are lots of breakfast beers.
porter.
It'd be a bacon
Canadian
and eggs.
breakfast stout, Kentucky
flavor.
breakfast stout. Maple
Is
bacon
there
coffee
a
porter.
bacon flavored beer though?
Yes, several.
A bacon flavored, but
Well, there's beers.
not smoked.
Yeah.
It would have to be a.
Yep. They use
have
smoked
to have a
malts.
fried kind of crisp kind of taste.
Well, there are beers that are marketed as being bacon flavored. That being said, I don't know that they actually taste like bacon so much as they're just smoked. The malts are smoked and they have a smoky flavor to them. But the most famous one I actually had earlier tonight, I had the Axe Schlenkerla Ica, which is a smoked and oaked Doppelbock. So it's aged on oak barrels and and the malts are smoked. That one's really good, but the one that they do is another one from Schlenkerla, which is like, I think it's their Marzen, but that is advertised as a bacon flavored beer because it's smoked. I guess they figure that a mesquite type flavor is enough to say, well, it tastes like bacon. Thanks for sharing.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Could have been silent.
More
but
like
deadly.
this won't gas.
Well, Bud Light's made lime, orange, now seltzers. I think it's time they started making bacon flavored beers.
So I had a very short review of of the Four Loko Seltzer on the Batman Nim podcast.
Bring it.
Was it just the vomit emoji?
It's awful. Like I wasn't expecting it to be good, but like a lot of those Four Lokos are not good, but they're tolerable. This was bad. Like it tasted like fizzy cough syrup.
So how many did you drink?
Just one.
Okay.
I barely got through that one, to be honest with you. Like, normally when I barely get through a Four Loko, it's because I pass out midway through. It's usually at the end of the night, and the only option for me to get a nightcap is to go to 7-Eleven and get the highest alcohol beer that they have. So I'll drink like half of a Four Loko, which is fine because it's only like $2.50 a bottle or a can. Bottle.
You're okay.
Yeah. Definitely. But I try not to do that too often. Anyways, anime?
Anime.
So what I was talking about was the first time I ever had this beer was when we went to MegaCon. You remember we were at the Red Roof Inn?
Mm-hmm.
And that little bar
Yep.
/ gift shop that was like within walking. Yeah.
Bamboo bar, whatever it's called.
Yep. That was
Hawaiian Court.
Yeah. That was like it was within walking distance of the hotel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and next door was a hookah bar.
Yep.
It's great, man. Fucking loved it. It's back when we're young enough to do conventions.
Mm-hmm. So for those of you, if you are listening and you want to go to a MegaCon one year, check out the Red Roof Inn over there. I think that place is still open, probably. Little bar if you're looking
Probably
for.
there's better places to go.
There are, but if you're going there for the full weekend and you want to, have a place to go for, when you don't feel like driving or getting an Uber. Or
And
whatever.
the Red Roof Inn isn't too far away. It's it's a quick Uber, it's a quick little walk over to the convention center, so it's not too bad. I'm actually I really want to go to SuperCon this year.
When is it?
May, beginning of May. Hopefully I can go.
Let me know and I'll try to get my time off and we'll go together. Because I got a lot of vacation this year.
I did too. My store's going through remodel, so it'll be a few months where I can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm told I can get some long weekends, so fingers crossed.
Indeed.
Long weekends?
Yes.
I'm not an associate. I'm not allowed to call out like you people,
You people.
you lesser beings.
Take some Imodium, baby.
Well, I used to be one of those you people.
That's right. Now you're just
I'm just falling apart.
now you're a citizen.
Once upon a time, there was love in your life. Now you're only falling apart. Don't know what you can do. Total eclipse of the heart.
That's what I thought.
All right. Random news.
Holy.
Fucking need you more than ever.
All right. I'm gonna draw some random lines now. Here's what I got here.
They can't see. It's a podcast.
When I referred to him as a citizen, my brain immediately went to, do you want to learn more? So I started thinking.
learn more?
I started thinking.
Citizenship is guaranteed.
So I guess
Yes.
I should get my beer.
I started thinking of Starship Troopers.
Mm-hmm.
Great bad movie. The rest of them were terrible, in a bad way. But the first one was terribly good. With your boy NPH Neil Patrick Harris,
My boy?
Doogie Howser.
I don't think so, but yes, go for it.
However, Doogie is going to be in the next Matrix movie.
Well, that's a stretch.
Gonna have him, the guy from Aquaman / Watchmen. Huh?
Whatever happened to Casper Van Dien?
Nothing happened to him.
Which Aquaman are they going to use? The new one in the commercial where he just takes off all his muscles and
that'd be
his
great.
hat and his hair? And,
No.
and just sits down in
it's
the
not
chair,
gonna-
relaxes. I mean,
it's not gonna
that
be-
I can relate to.
It's not going to be him in the movie, but the guy who played Black Manta. Oh God, I always forget how to say his name.
Black Manta.
Keith something. I forget his name.
Kiefer Sutherland? No?
The ocean's that way. Start walking.
It
Anyways,
was a Brian Keith, but did he have a son?
I am curious if what the hell they're going to do with the Matrix. Did you watch Matrix at all? Any of them?
A couple of them. Mr.
Yahya
Reeves, right?
Abdul Mateen?
Yes. Huh?
Yahya Abdul Mateen?
Yes.
The second?
Yes, Mateen, not McKeith.
McKeith.
Yes. He was in Watchmen. He was in Aquaman. He was in something else pretty big, too. But he's really up and coming right now, and he's gonna be in the fourth Matrix movie.
He's in the Get Down.
Keanu.
He was in Us.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was
Keanu.
the dad in Us. That's who he was.
Keanu and Carrie-Anne Moss come back for that one. So
No word on Agent Smith.
he is not coming back. He is if the character reprises comes back in the movie, it will not be by your boy. Your boy doesn't want to be part of it.
L. Ron Hubbard. It's just made a crossover between Lord of the Rings and Scientology. Battleship Earth. Wait, was it Battlefield Earth? Yeah, that's the one. Battleship Galactica.
God, fuck Xenu. Hashtag don't sue us.
Okay, Tom. I know you're listening. You're always
Fine,
listening.
you would have been a great Tony Stark back in the 90s.
Always listening, always running.
And here's the thing, though. I want to hate Scientology, but it's fucking working for Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when he's in terrible movies, you're not mad at him.
Yep.
Like, The Mummy was a disaster. But even you can still see him, like, he's just doing Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He brought that same energy he does for Mission Impossible and Live, Die, Repeat / Edge of Tomorrow, and tried to make The Mummy worthwhile. It was just a bad script. That was a bad movie.
I mean, it was flawed from the beginning. The concept of like, okay, let's try to reboot the Universal monsters, but let's make it into a shared universe. Like, it kind of works for Godzilla, the way that they're kind of going, because okay, yeah, they're like huge monsters. Like,
Well, but here's the thing though. Like, they want to do the same thing for both. So the premise is you're following an organization, not a particular character.
yeah,
However, they didn't actually do that. They still just follow this. Again, like what really helps put it into perspective, which I hate referring to this over and over again, is the pitch meeting videos on YouTube.
hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Him and his guy steal artifacts from dig sites. The U.S. Army know he does it.
Yeah.
They know he does it. They do it. They still don't care, and then send him to guard sensitive materials that he's probably going to steal anyways. And then somehow isn't able to die. Then,
Like the Declaration of Independence.
yeah, and then at the end of the movie, just controls the god of death because of all his thetan levels, and then him and his dead buddy, who he just resurrected by accident, run off into the desert. It makes no sense. Like, things happen just stupidly.
I see. Well, I didn't see it, but I understand and accept that those are things that happen in the movie.
You need to watch. It's probably a little better than Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, but that's setting the bar pretty low because that one felt pretty forced.
Tom Cruise movies?
The Mummy was. The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, that was the Mummy with Brendan Fraser. Those movies. That was the third one, which was the weakest. No, that was probably better than 2. 2 was pretty bad.
Yeah.
The third one.
No.
The sins of the third one was it didn't really know what it wanted to do. It was trying, before Indiana Jones, it was trying to replace O'Connell with his son, but his son was so bleh that it didn't work.
You can't spell bland without bleh.
Yeah.
They could have used Billy Mummy from Outer Space, original. But that would be going way back.
What if they resurrected the 80s rock star and made Eddie Mummy?
So
There you go.
if they had tried to do a shared dark universe and just focus on this organization that tries to stop monsters, that could have been really cool. But you can't do that with Tom Cruise. He just overtakes whoever else is there. for only being like 5 feet tall, he has so much goddamn presence. He just takes control of the movie.
It already features his least favorite word, shared. Usually it's followed by screen time, but in this case, it's universe. But
Show Tom some love.
he's fine. Great actor. Respect the fact that he still does his own stunts, even at 50, whatever he is.
Yeah, mid-50s.
Yeah. Hanging on to the side of a fucking plane.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot
jumping over rooftops,
there's a lot
climbing
of
buildings.
stunt guys who won't do that.
Yeah. No, and that's the reason why he's the producer of his films, so he can still do this stuff. Mm-hmm. And again, and even in the movie that's coming up, in Top Gun,
Yeah.
he's in the plane.
Yeah.
Like, who else would do that? It's always actually why I'm a little excited to see the next Top Gun movie, because I didn't care about the original at all. I mean, granted, I love beach volleyball just as much as the next guy.
You don't see Vin Diesel actually, driving a car up off of a bridge and hooking the rope suspension onto the axle of the car and then flinging around it. Oh wait, I think I know why.
As you do.
Yeah.
But and he's in a fighter jet, just fucking doing tricks and shit. And again,
I think his money should be still poured in.
They just put a friggin' GoPro. They just put a bunch of GoPros in the cockpit and let him go. Like, it's insane. Like think of every other fighter movie. Think of Stealth. All the movies. It's all green screen. It's probably less than green screen. That dude, like,
Jamie Foxx wasn't getting into a plane like that.
Hell no.
You want me to do what? Hell no.
But he's in his mid to late 50s, fucking just going and honestly, and him being in the fighter jet, that's like one of the safest things he's done in years.
Yep. Yep. So was rappelling off of the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah.
Tallest building in the world.
Actually doing it.
Tallest building in the world. And he's like, I'm gonna climb it.
Right, but what if? You can't do that. You're fired. Okay, so what if? Famously, he fired the people in charge because they wouldn't let him do it.
Yep.
Hired somebody else that would let him do it. The stunt coordinator wouldn't let him do it, so they fired him and brought somebody else in, which is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's a level of commitment. I guess he's at that point in his career where he's got the money.
Yeah.
To where he could probably just bankroll whatever movie he wanted to, anyways.
Yeah. He's at this point. He just go big or go home. He's living his best life.
Yeah.
He's living his best life.
So for as much shit as we kind of give him for being, for being Tom Cruise, we give him a lot of respect for being Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Just because, this level of dedication to your craft that not a lot of people have.
Yeah, it's different energy levels, but I think him and Keanu, we get a lot of the same respect.
Yeah.
Because.
Sorry for the drag here. I kind of did something with the computer that I'm not sure what I did. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he and Keanu get same kind of love. When you can see they're both just doing it. Like,
hard.
Keanu. Yeah, Cruz has gotten his respect because Cruz has gotten his respect from doing his own stunts and willing to break his body.
So we have some special guests here today. Caesar and Ringo.
Yeah, we're animal friendly, unfortunately.
Animal tolerant, not friendly.
Yeah, fair enough. And then Keanu, just because he's so sincere.
Yes.
Like, he is not a good actor. Let's just be honest.
You're breathtaking.
Keanu, I love Keanu, the concept. Yes. But he is not a good actor. And that's fine because he plays what Keanu is now. Like there's a reason why during this trailer for the new SpongeBob movie,
yeah,
he's in for 15 seconds of it. I'm a sage. And I'm made out of sage. You get it. Every interview he does, you can just tell he enjoys it. Like,
I'm surprised that they didn't come up with a meme where it's Cyberpunk Keanu in that. We've got a city to burn. We've got a city to burn. Well,
yeah, like I say,
I'm a sage, and I'm made of sage. Get it?
Well, like I say, it's just think about what he has coming out the next few years. He has SpongeBob coming out, John Wick 4, Matrix 4, and Bill and Ted 3.
And Cyberpunk 2077?
And Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, 5 very different projects.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what, like, the depth of his involvement in Cyberpunk.
I'm sure he just, definitely some mocap.
Yeah.
And then voice acting. I mean, I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he wasn't involved in the development process.
I'm sure not, but
If they asked him to be, I'm sure he would have been because he just loves doing shit.
what I mean more or less is, like, how featured is he going to be?
Probably not very.
Like,
Because since then, like, they have, like, I was in GameStop today.
yeah.
All the promotional materials are for other characters. So he's probably just a character, and they're kind of like you hear like Call of Duty, like Wash and Soap are in there a lot,
Yeah.
but they're not the main characters. It's kind of more like that. Like, he'll pop in, do what he's got to do, and move out. And again, I also don't have any idea what kind of game it's going to be.
It's supposed to be action RPG.
No, I know. I mean, like, how it's actually going to play, like how like what kind of like how they're going to structure. Again, like
structure of
whether
the
it's going to be
missions
more
and
like
stuff.
Deus Ex,
Yeah.
or whether it's going to be more like Call of Duty, where you're following different characters throughout the movie, throughout the game.
I like Deus Ex. You know why? Because no matter what way you say it, it sounds kind of dirty. Deus Ex. Do sex. Sorry, I'm easily amused. Yes, Keanu Reeves.
You're right.
I would do a Deus Ex event.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to update. I'm drinking Milagro tequila now.
Milagro tequila, nice. What's your mixer choice? Not just drinking a whole pint glass of Milagro tequila.
Almost. Some very flat tonic and a little bit of lime juice.
Gotta love it. TNT, tequila and tonic.
Cheers with an natty ice.
You very much had a Elon Musk face when you did that.
And Papa Breeze drinking a natty ice.
We can that one.
Yeah. It's the only way to do it.
All right. When this whole coronavirus scare is over,
Yeah.
we need to get some merch for Papa Breeze.
Sure.
Just sell stickers for Papa Breeze.
I like it.
Be like the Be Interessante guy, but with natty ice.
Yeah.
Hashtag not sponsored.
It's the Cure. Not the song. Not the group.
I'm in love. You know it's Friday already. Well,
A virus.
yeah, it's the Cure, Robert Stack.
They
Stack on stack on stack.
They just had a person in New York City.
Yeah.
Coronavirus. So
Well, they had their first case of somebody contracting it without actually traveling overseas or knowingly coming into contact with somebody who got it, like who did travel overseas. So,
next.
I'm not a fan of causing panic or anything like that, but I definitely think that the coronavirus thing is probably a little bit more overblown than it should be. Because it is a media frenzy thing, whether no matter what side of the fence you sit on, there's definitely an aspect of people reporting things like that in the media where they're doing it to get views, to get people to watch the show, to get people to listen.
Well, yeah, no, of course. I mean, that's I don't think I can't argue against that. I mean, it's definitely an issue because we've put ourselves in a situation where so much of our business goes through China.
Yeah.
That, I mean, ironically, something as simple as medical masks we can't get because they're all made in China.
Yep.
and they're not releasing shipments. So things are either sitting in their in their docks or they're sitting in our docks.
Yeah.
And we can't get them off the boats.
And the biggest thing is the medical masks don't help.
I mean,
They don't help with coronavirus because of the molecules and how small it is. They tell you it doesn't help.
it helps.
It helps.
In the fact that
It doesn't
gets,
help with this disease.
It catches people's sneezes and coughs and just errant saliva.
But it doesn't stop you from breathing it in.
Well, but it will stop it from spreading in that way, in it physically coming out of somebody's mouth and like landing on some surface and then being changed by contact.
Right, but if you don't have it, and if you go ahead and wear that mask, it's not going to prevent you from getting it. Because if they sneeze
it
without
will prevent
the
you from
mask,
spreading it.
it's going to come to you.
It helps prevent the spread.
Yeah.
If you
It's
have
not.
it.
It's not a cure. Of course, nobody's saying a fucking piece of paper in front of your face is going to stop
All
a pandemic.
But they've actually...
They already tried that
people
with the
have said
plague
it doesn't
doctors.
work.
It didn't work.
The medical experts have said it does not help.
But regardless, one thing it does help is obviously if it keeps you from getting like a traditional flu or cold, it helps keep your immune system up.
Yeah.
Because the more susceptible you are, the more the higher chance you are of contracting it or getting something worse, or getting a normal flu, thinking you have that, freaking out and causing more panic.
Yeah.
But think about where it came from is China.
Yeah.
And China's had a big thing with their breathing thing, and they've been wearing those masks before this long even started.
The interesting
And
thing...
yet it's passed along, and it hasn't. Everybody in China wears those masks
No, they
before
don't.
this even started.
No, you're thinking Japan.
No, I'm thinking
A
China.
lot of Chinese people do wear it. However, a lot of people still can't afford it.
No, just the mask. They're wearing the mask everywhere in China.
No. The ones you're thinking of, a lot of them, the well-to-do people, yes. The poor people, and they're a lot of the ones who are getting sick, they either, one, don't have the mask, or they have, because a lot of people have reusable masks, like
They wear them all the time
reusable masks.
because
So-
of their coal.
But
production.
if they're not properly clean, then it degrades the quality. So obviously, it's not going to do as well.
But they've been wearing these masks pretty
Not
much
all of them.
since. Pretty much.
Okay, there are not. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Way more Chinese are wearing facial masks than Americans do. I wholeheartedly agree with you. However, not every single one is.
Not every single one.
And regardless, it's they have a foundational issue from top to bottom. A combination of institutional misinformation, mismanaging, and deregulation.
Plus, their air over there is so bad.
Yeah, deregulation.
That's why they're all
Yes,
pretty much wearing it.
deregulation. But again, they're wearing it because of smog, not because of just general health.
Exactly. It's not. Well, it's general health.
Interesting thing about
quality of air, not quality of health.
Interesting thing about that is apparently since the coronavirus outbreak, the level of their pollution has reduced dramatically. Undoubtedly due to the fact that they're suspending a lot of their trade and travel.
Nobody's working.
Well, and nobody's...
A lot of places are closing.
Yeah, nobody's driving a lot of cars, trucks specifically, I would imagine, are the biggest contributors, as well as their shipping boats and stuff.
On the East Coast, on the West Coast, where you're looking at Los Angeles and Long Beach, where they have these big, where the ships come in and unload these containers and stuff,
Yeah.
they're completely empty because they're not coming over here.
They should probably just stop sending them.
Because it can't get cleared, yeah.
Or send them
Which
somewhere
is
else.
bad if you're Walmart and a couple places like that right away. Because you're not.
Oh no,
getting
everybody's
stuff.
already feeling. I mean, what was it the other day? It was like what the stock dropped like 500 points one day.
Stock market dropped in the most it's ever dropped in years in a single day.
Dropped
The
about
S&P 500.
It's dropped about
A lot.
3,000 to 4,000
Points.
Points.
It's dropped a lot.
since the Bush administration was around.
Yeah,
All that being said, it's risen a lot since then,
Yeah.
anyways.
I mean, granted,
So-
most of the job probably had to do with Bob Iger stepping down from
With,
Disney, but
with tax benefits for the rich,
the
yeah,
S&P,
it
yeah,
definitely
maybe,
helped
but-
the stocks. Yeah.
Actually, no. Dow Jones is what that would affect. I don't think Disney's in the S&P.
Disney's everywhere.
It's true.
Talking about Disney, Eisner retired, huh?
Good old Bob.
He's out of there.
Bob
Oh, I
Iger.
think he's
Disney would have kicked his
Oh, I think
ass.
he's still going to stay involved in with the creative teams. He's just stepping down from CEO.
I believe.
Uh,
People like that don't really ever retire.
no,
They got too much stock.
They're too heavily involved. Too many people rely on them for information and
Plus,
Power.
coaching and
plus again, I mean, for better. I mean, but again,
Yeah.
that's such a huge fucking job. I mean, God, they're controlling four major universes of entertainment.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. And what?
They have Star Wars.
And the rumors last week about Disney possibly taking over publication for DC Comics.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh my God! Well, yeah, because Time Warner and AT&T or whatever, they don't want to deal with public because there's no money in comics.
So, if that were to happen, how far away do you suppose that they would actually be from a Marvel vs. DC crossover. Justice League
first
Avengers. Yeah.
A year in, just let things settle in, and within a year they would be doing more crossovers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they would wholeheartedly bring them together because nobody wants that.
No, but crossover event and whatnot, I think they definitely would.
But even still, I think that would probably be part of the deal. Is that they would say, okay, well these are this, but they're not part of the same universe. You keep them separate. You just do the physical publication for us.
Yeah.
And distribution. We own the rights to these and this and that. So okay, we'll publish it and distribute it, but we get X number of crossovers every 3 to 5 years or whatever it's going to be, or we get these concessions during the time. Because again, there are tons of character crossovers that fans have been waiting for years.
Silver Surfer read Dr. Manhattan. Wouldn't that be something?
But
Yeah.
There's a ton of things.
Then you got Tony Romo, the new mogul,
Making more money.
highest paid sports analyst ever.
It doesn't make sense.
Ever.
Making more money as a
It's
sports announcer
17
than he ever did as a player.
It doesn't make
$17
sense.
million a
It doesn't
year.
make sense.
Because
He's-
he knows what he's talking
He's
about.
making more
If
than
he only had a coach in the Cowboys.
he's making more than half the quarterbacks, most of the receivers and running backs, and more than Tony Romo or Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
Listen. I have not listened to him because he's boring, but I'm sure he knows his stuff. But 17 CBS
he predicts
CBS
the
has
plays
CBS has too much
before they
money.
happen.
Yeah.
CBS has too much money.
He predicts the plays before they ever happen.
It doesn't. Then he should be a coach. I guess for 17 million,
He wouldn't be making
honest.
17 million. There's a reason he's that one. Maybe they do have too much money, but I'm willing to bet that they know well enough that they're not wasting their money.
They said they spent too much money on CBS when they got Summerall and Madden together. That kind of worked out.
It was first it was a little bit strange, but it was boom, tough acting to acting.
Well, like I said, and I'm sure part of it too is
No. Highlight.
I'm sure part of it is obviously a lot of
It's light.
there's probably a lot of back end on it because again the football season only lasts 3 to 4 months, so he obviously will have things he'll do throughout the year
Like play golf.
as far as like marketing and things like that where he'll have to be involved because there is no way they would pay him $17 million just to work 4 months a year. So whether he'll probably be part of their. They're probably gonna have him do have a show on CBS now.
I'm just saying, if you're a Dallas quarterback, the money doesn't stop.
That's right.
Never stops.
Almost
That's why
stretching.
Dak,
Almost stretching, he's still
Dak
getting paid.
Prescott doesn't have to worry about how much money he's going to get paid when he plays, because he's going to make a fortune. Monday Night Football, Don Meredith, when it first started, the original quarterback for the Cowboys, made a fortune.
For that time.
But the thing is just his fame. Everything else comes from that position. Roger Staubach.
Beer.
Danny White is the only one that hasn't made any money off the whole thing. And he was there for 10 years.
All right, so beer, anime, Scientology, and Cowboys. I don't know who this podcast is for anymore. DeLacy? No, not DeLacy.
The three people sitting right here doing it.
Actually, it will go back to Tom Cruise. I did see a thing about him and Paul Newman were in a movie years ago.
What was that?
I believe it was
There's a news article about a movie that came out 20 years ago.
Color of Money. if I'm not
30 years ago.
mistaken.
There was
a long
news,
time ago. When
there
he
a news
was
article
a
about movie from
youngster.
30 years ago?
When he was a youngster.
40 years ago?
A little after Risky Business.
36 years ago? I don't know. Well, Tom Cruise has been around for 1,000 years. He might have been there with Zeno.
When he came and seeded the earth or whatever they believe.
Yeah, when he was locked in the volcano.
I mean,
Yeah.
Zenu, not Zena.
Ha la 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 la. Lucy Lawless. She needs to be doing more stuff.
You know, think about it today. Like, what's the next show to get the Evil Dead treatment?
Ooh, good
Evil
question.
Dead reboot trailer.
Yep.
Teaser treatment.
Well, wasn't even really like a. What do you mean, like a reboot, or like that continuation, like they did?
A continuation.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of things that, because again, like that was done very well. It's unfortunate. Again, it cost money. It just unfortunately it's on Star, so it didn't get the. If it was on HBO, it would have gotten a much bigger following.
Yeah.
Probably,
It was good.
but it was great.
It was good. It was really good. Hercules Legendary Journeys. Just an old ass Kevin Sorbo.
You seen Kevin Sorbo recently, man? Ah, man.
He's too busy making movies about God.
Hey, man, don't laugh at the Hallmark money.
It had good stories.
Yeah. It was fun. Fun show. Was
Especially when they got together with Xena.
Yes. It's always good. I kind of bring up the Hercules Legendary Journeys because of all the comparisons.
Who was the blonde?
Gabrielle.
Oh,
or
Gabrielle.
Aeolus. Which blonde?
They can both
her
get it.
straight partner?
Yeah. Gabrielle. Now,
Turned on the whole lesbian scene?
there's a lot of comparisons of The Witcher to Hercules Legendary Journeys. Personally, I think The Witcher was a little bit better. Yeah, the CG was a little crappy at times, but they did a great job when it wasn't CG. I mean, all the characters looked great in their costumes and everything. The sets were awesome.
Again, too, like I will forgive a lot of that because it's not like they're not doing Game of Thrones budget stuff.
No.
Like Netflix throws a lot of money around, but like they're not throwing around Disney money. They're not throwing around
HBO money.
HBO money.
Yeah.
So like, considering they made the show they did, I'm perfectly fine with the CG. I mean, none of the CG was like made me cringe.
No.
It was lackluster or uninspired sometimes, but it was never like cringeworthy. It was never Scorpion King.
The Rock's face just sort of like paper mache'd onto a. Yeah. It's like, why not just have The Rock be in like a rubber suit?
Yeah.
Like, he's already physically intimidating enough to where you could do that and be like, all right, still, believably a monstrous.
Well, and I think again because the problem with that movie is that they're like, okay, this movie made so much goddamn money, let's do it again, but we have to go bigger. How do you go bigger? I don't know. Giant monster?
Yeah.
All right, man.
And the funny thing about it, though, is like getting The Rock at that point, and that was his first movie, I believe. I don't even think he had an actual speaking role in it. Like,
No, he didn't. It might have been his first one. I forget if it was that or Be Cool.
I don't remember, but either way,
There's no way for us to find out.
as I sit here with IMDb opened on my phone,
There's no way to find out. We've gone too far.
it's true.
Rock, man. I really hope one day he gets his big break.
Yeah,
The
pretty
Rock.
cool. That guy works really hard. He deserves it.
He doesn't get enough recognition.
No.
Doesn't act.
He is.
He is The Rock. He's got to act.
That's fair. He stopped acting a long time ago. That's fine.
Sometimes got to do something that's out of what they don't do.
He was in an episode in 2000 of Star Trek Voyager. I think that's his first actual acting credit. Everything else, no, he was in that '70s show.
He was?
Yeah. He was in an episode of the '70s show. I remember that. He played his dad,
Who's that?
Rocky Johnson. He played his own dad.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I forgot all about that. Fuck.
And there was he apparently was in one episode
father was
of
a
the
wrestler,
Net
right?
TV show. Yeah.
And
His grandfather was a wrestler. His father was a wrestler. He
His
is a
daughter-
wrestler. Now his daughter's a
His
wrestler.
daughter is now a fourth generation professional wrestler.
Yep.
First
so
time.
he's always played character.
Oh yeah.
Family plays character.
it could be argued that even him in real life is a bit of a character.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure anybody actually knows who he actually is, because he just to do what he whatever you think of him.
He can make a stretch and play a professional football player.
Whatever he did,
He did
it wasn't very good.
Exactly.
Whatever you think of him,
Define professional. Is Canadian League professional?
He was a great.
He was
a
Canadian
very good college.
I
football player.
thought you meant in a movie.
Yeah.
In a movie. Yeah.
He played college football.
No, he was very good college football.
Yeah,
He did.
He's alright. It was a down year for the Kings. No, whatever you think of,
He ran up into the stands and chased the fucking mascot.
whatever you think of Dwayne. If nothing else, his work ethic. He's what? How old is he now? Like 43.
He's up there.
20. He was around. He was about 20 in 1990.
72. 72 is when he was born.
Okay, so he's turning
50.
40, 50?
Yeah.
He's 48. Yeah. Really? Fuck,
He's 48 years old.
he's 48 years old.
Dude is like in
Dwayne The Rock
Dwayne
Johnson.
Joanna the Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock, the Scorpion King, Fast and Furious.
Easy
Get Shorty. Yeah.
is 48 years old. Is still the most physically imposing guy in Hollywood.
Oof.
Without trying to be the baddest dude in Hollywood. He just keeps in crazy good shape. He's in 2 different TV shows.
I wonder if he's in better shape now than he was. When
Oh
he
no,
was younger.
definitely. Oh no, for sure. Yeah, definitely. He's in like 3 movies a year. He has 2 kids now. Mm-hmm. Well, his wife has 2 kids. I'm not sure if he ever sees them.
They're divorced apparently.
Oh,
I think he just either got recently remarried or announced.
Either way, the dude stays. The dude, like him, I think it's funny. I think it's funny enough. I think it's why him and Kevin Hart get along so well, because they have that same work ethic.
He just launched his own tequila brand, Terramana Tequila. Haven't had it yet. Want to get it just because it's The Rock.
Like he is not. Most guys like him, again, like a Hulk Hogan, had big success, crossover in movies and TV shows, and then just kind of like rested.
Yeah.
Your boy Dwayne has just stayed going. Like there were so many movies he didn't need to make, but he made because he's like, you know what? I only have this window to make movies.
Yep.
I need to make as much money as soon as as quickly as I
He's
can.
like Sylvester Stallone.
Well, I would argue he's
And
bigger
Sylvester
than him.
Stallone's he's in his 70s now.
Sylvester Stallone doesn't have all these other business ventures too. Like,
well, I think,
And then there's
and I think Stallone's kind of is a
Chuck
weird.
Norris.
Well, and I think Stallone is a weird case because Stallone, he just enjoys making movies.
yeah,
So like he never tried to make he never tried to have his own production company like Kevin Hart does. He's not trying to do like his own tequila or other things like his biggest venture outside of movies was Planet Hollywood, which was a restaurant about movies.
he had like protein pudding or something like that. And all that being said, like The Rock apparently is also like some kind of a genie because of all like the Make-A-Wish work that he does. Like involves himself with like,
Oh, dude, all the wrestlers are like that.
yeah,
I think I mean, fucking John Cena. I mean, they haven't seen him do it, but
Yeah.
he has the most Make-A-Wishes of anybody in history.
I mean you can't see him do it.
He has like over 1,000 Make-A-Wishes.
Yeah. Like the work ethic on these guys, outside of just like the fact that they're these amazing athletes, but what they do in their personal time is astonishing.
Yeah, because they know what it was like to have nothing,
Yeah.
less than nothing.
If you look up on our Instagram, this one last podcast, a few weeks ago, I went with Justin to a show at the Laugh-In Comedy Cafe in sunny Naples, Florida. It's actually in Fort Myers, but courtesy of Mr. Peebles. And it was for Mick Foley. And he basically went and told little stories about his life and whatnot and talked, and it was quite good. Like, he kept an hour and a half long performance just going, just talking about, moments in his career and stories from his life and things like that. And it was
Right.
entertaining, it was funny, it was good. Like these guys even, and Mick Foley is not really even all that involved in wrestling anymore. And it was something else. Like a lot of these guys, they keep going like that. And he's no longer with us, but Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper, love Roddy Piper.
We saw him at Captain Brian's Off the Hook.
Yeah, Off the Hook.
Did his
comedy club.
Yep, did his little thing where he talked about his life and he shared his experiences and everything like that. So a lot of these guys, they have that level of, again, work ethic, for lack of a better term.
There's a lot of what they do that has a lot to do with people who have Down syndrome. That's a big
special needs kids.
That's a really big thing with the wrestling industry is Down syndrome.
Oh yeah.
I've met and worked with a lot of people that had Down syndrome.
Yep.
And they are really big wrestling fans.
Oh yeah. What do they like? I think they like the over-the-top characters. They like the.
They're just. I've never yet
the performances.
met anybody I was working with at Publix that had Down syndrome, and they were the biggest
wrestling fans,
and they couldn't wait till that next fight that came up. They could tell you every fight that's coming up. They could tell you the next big wrestling cage match. They could tell you everything else. They really follow it, and the people that work in it and do the wrestling, it's a big thing that they support.
Absolutely. I'm sure they recognize there's a fair amount of fan base.
It just comes together. It's a PR sometimes.
Of course. In a showbiz industry, everything is PR.
So
unfortunately.
It's like you want to hope that people like Cena, John Cena and stuff are really are into this, which I believe they are.
I'm sure he is, yeah.
But when you talk, it's PR, it's like, that's what gets you into thinking, like, maybe they aren't. But they are. But it makes you think.
It's part of their business. Speaking of Publix, it's part of your business to escort people to product and to talk to them and to show them the best service you can. Is it part of the job? Yes. Do you enjoy doing it? For a lot of them, yeah. For some of them, less. Right?
And a lot that don't do it at all.
Well, there are, and hopefully they get coached, disciplined, and eventually proper steps are taken if they don't improve. But all that being said,
I've seen customers come up to a store manager and say, "Excuse me, where is your bread?" And they'll say, "Go that way, aisle 17."
Yeah.
They don't walk them to the product.
Well,
and that used to be the policy.
Escort.
I believe it is. Escort them to it.
Yeah.
And doing my job, I said I couldn't do that because they would say, "Hey, why is it taking so long to do this?" Customers come up to me. I'm working the aisles. They say, "Where is this?" And I'm supposed to walk them to the aisle where it is. Technically.
Absolutely.
And I got refrigerated product.
You do it
and
whenever
it can't
you can.
be on the floor more than 20 minutes.
You do it whenever you can, and if you're unable to, or if they're not interested in it, the way I kind of tell my guys, I always say, provide them with the level of service that they require. Some people won't even ask you for help. Some people you greet them, you say, "Hey, how you doing?" and they just and walk on their merry way. You're not going to then follow that person around and go, "Oh, well, are you looking for something? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you doing that?" You're just going to, okay, have a nice day.
What if you go by the thing?
No, it's still the same thing. They don't want you to force things.
But usually, there's a way to get them to go ahead and sit there. If you're going to...
Either way, it's definitely impressive where a lot of these wrestlers, they're doing,
the wrestlers.
all the work.
Our Publix badness.
Yeah. The wrestlers are doing all the work with all these people and having such success with it, all the while having a 300-day work year. Like they don't take an awful lot of time off.
The small time ones.
Yeah.
The bigger ones,
even the
bigger ones. If you're making the money, though, it does.
I mean,
it's an incentive.
You still have to do the circuits and whatnot. Like when I went and years ago, Paul got me tickets to go see it up at what is it now? I don't even know what the name of the arena is now, but it was I think it was Tico at the time. But it was Ric Flair was in a match, and so was Triple H. At the time, Triple H was probably one of the biggest wrestlers in the industry. And this is some, pissant show down in Fort Myers, Estero.
Right. Yep.
And one of the biggest guys in the business was there doing a show. The Rock wasn't there. I think Trish Stratus was there. She was big at the time. And Ric Flair, of course, being a legend, him being there, that was amazing. I forget the other two that were there. Oh, might have been Shawn Michaels. And then some other kid who was kind of new at the time, but he was an up and comer. So it was quite something to see that. It was the only live show I ever attended.
Oh no, they're entertaining. They are. Yes,
it was a good show, and it was different than what you see on TV. They did a lot more risque stuff. At one point, one of the guys had grabbed Triple H's singlet and pulled it down to where he was just walking around the ring with his ass hanging out.
Oh.
That probably wouldn't have gone on the air.
Well, yeah, another thing. I remember I had a neighbor. Her and her husband went to see Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah.
In Miami, and they went to go see Hulk Hogan, and they got a chance to go right one-on-one with him.
Really?
Yeah, the lady was right there, and she went ahead and embarrassed her husband totally by just going up to him and go, Hulk Hogan, and she went up there and took her two hands and twisted his nipples. And pulled him away, and he was like, "Hello," and he was telling me he was so embarrassed that his wife did this, but forever she'll be able to say, "I went ahead and twisted Hulk Hogan's nipples.
I twisted Terry Bollea's nipples." Didn't he have a place down here?
He might have.
I think he had
He had a lot of stuff until he got divorced.
Yeah, I'm sure he still had plenty of stuff after the divorce too. But that's the way it goes, I suppose, with a lot of these rich folks.
Got the money.
Yeah.
There's someone ready to take it from you.
Oh yeah. At every stage of the game.
Every stage of the game.
Yeah. Somebody will take the money.
Capitalism.
If you let them. Well, no, that's not capitalism. Because that's not you could have no money, you could have no system. If you got something, people will try to take it from you.
They don't try to take it.
So it's not specific to capitalism. In socialism, people will try to take whatever you got during socialism. In fact, that's exactly what socialism is. People trying to take stuff. You got something, I need it.
Not necessarily.
Yep.
They just want you to share.
Right. They want to take it from you.
But then again, socialism isn't too much that way, because pretty much if you've got a lot, that's good that you have a lot.
Yep.
But the idea is that if there's somebody that doesn't have it, that if they have an opportunity, they should be able to have it.
They have an
and
opportunity.
That you can't keep it from them.
Nobody's keeping it from anybody.
Oh, they are. There's always somebody.
In fact,
keeping something from somebody.
it's the opposite. In socialism,
that is capitalism.
There are systems in place in socialism that prevent people from getting more.
I don't think so, because Putin's doing pretty good.
Who? Right, because
Putin's doing pretty good.
He's taking advantage of it. He's not actually doing the socialism
Which is like capitalism. He's just taking advantage of a situation.
No. No.
It is.
No.
In a way, it is. But I think if you get in, I guess socialism and capitalism are kind of like, we have socialism here in the United States.
We have aspects of it.
We have a lot of it. How many, you look at the benefits that companies get for tax benefits.
Yeah.
We still give oil companies money. We give them tax write-offs, tax dollars.
Hmm.
So it's technically...
I wouldn't say subsidies are the same thing as socialism, though.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Showing Paul the meme, by the way.
What am I looking at? Oh, Mexican joking.
So the meme is 2 pictures. One of all the different Batmen, and the bottom is all the different Jokers. And they happen to have on the Joker one a picture of Joker from next Friday.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny. Mexican Joker.
So I'm not sure what we're walking into, but yeah, man, look, I need more socialism. Let's do this.
I don't know. But either way. I don't think we need more of anything. Just need to work on what we got.
I think they're just terms.
You're absolutely right.
They're terms.
There are ways of people planting
I
a
mean,
flag
we
and
live
saying,
in a
"Gather around
socialist,
me."
and we live in a capitalist society.
We live in a homunculus.
That's good.
You can't say we live
Melting pot.
in a capitalist society. We don't.
It's
We
very-
live in a capitalist, socialist, and there's another one out there.
There are many.
But when you got, for example, a company like Amazon
Yep.
pays basically no taxes at all. At all.
Yep.
Zero.
I saw a lot of things about that. People started talking about
And that's just one.
they made $1 billion
Exxon-
in profit,
And
and they paid 0 taxes. It's $1 trillion company. They made 1% profit. Like,
They
why
pay-
would you tax them that much? Like, they're running a huge company, massive, that everybody uses, does business all around the world,
they drop your
and you'd force them
at
to
your
pay
front door without knocking.
taxes to
But okay.
and the taxes that they don't pay are taken care of through other means. Jeff Bezos just pledged $10 billion to fight climate change. People gave him shit for doing 690,000 or 690 million, whatever it was.
And it's a total tax write-off.
Yeah, that's fine. Because Jeff Bezos doesn't have $110 million or whatever it is his worth is. He can't pull that out of his pocket. That's basically the worth of the shares that he has in Amazon.
Yep.
It's not something that he can just be like, I have $119 billion. I'm going to go spend it now. It's what costs to run his business. Like, it's not something he can just spend. It's not something that's in his bank account. It's not something that he can take out whatever he wants. Yes, he has the ability to leverage that.
He just moves it around. They just move
Yep.
money around.
Good. They should. They should absolutely do that.
That's
because
the
they're
bad
providing
part
a
of
lot of
capitalism.
services to all those. If
That's
you have
the
bought
bad
products
part
from
about
Amazon, you have
capitalism.
benefited from it.
That's the bad part
Even if
about
you haven't,
capitalism.
you have benefited from it from other people using the system.
If you look at companies like Walmart, what they've been doing for years, paying their people nothing. And they've been contributing forever.
And their
And
stock
making
has
a
suffered
fortune.
for it. They've lost a lot of money, gotten into a lot of class action suits that they've lost.
And they still are one of the if not
They've fallen
the biggest
hard.
company out
They've
there.
fallen hard. They're not as big as they ever were. They took a big hit. And that's mostly the Walton
They're
family.
not going to be getting. They're not going to be looking for an application for working at McDonald's soon. Let's put it that way. They're not standing in line.
The Waltons are like...
They don't have to worry about the money. It's a hit. That's all it is. It's a hit. It's a hit.
Right, but it's like $1 billion hit.
It's
Regardless,
a hit.
listen,
It's a
regardless,
hit. That's all it is.
you're dealing in extremes.
I mean-
when it's levels.
Look at the guy running for president.
Which one? There's 15.
Spending like what? Millions of dollars every day advertising, and he ain't got a shot. What he's just
What are you talking about,
spending the money.
Bloomberg?
Bloomberg.
I mean, he's got whatever
I
shot
mean,
he
the
has.
money that could help and do something good. He's actually running on a losing effort.
His,
I'm sure
it's
he does
his money.
plenty
Who
of
cares?
It's his money. Exactly.
Who cares?
Capitalism.
So he shouldn't be allowed to
It's
run?
like
or
when I waste- it's
It's
like-
not capitalism.
It's like when I waste money on fucking
Cigars. That's capitalism.
Again,
You want to buy some natural
cigars would
ice.
be a
That's
pleasure.
capitalism.
That would be a pleasure.
Whether it's any of us wasting money on our vices, whether it's cigars or beer or
Running for
fucking
president would be a
chocolate,
vice.
whatever, scratch-offs or whatever, we all waste our money on something. It's his money. He's not getting a subsidy from the government. He's not getting this and that from other places. He's throwing his money away. Let him. Who cares?
But he's claiming he's doing this for the betterment of the country.
So did Trump. Who cares?
So does every single
Well,
politician
Trump,
that runs.
don't even want to bring him into this. He's never been successful. Come on.
Okay, again, you're going with extremes, not levels. Compare him to a poor person, he's successful. Compare him to a billionaire, he's not successful. However,
No, compare him to an average person. He's not successful.
okay, then how is he not successful? Is he working
Because
McDonald's?
will
he be working
his whole
McDonald's anytime
meaning to
soon?
life is absolutely worthless.
Meaning has nothing to do with success.
Success. So how do you rate success?
How are you rating success?
That's my question.
No.
How do you rate success? Is it financial gain?
I personally
Is it
consider it
fame?
accomplishment of goals. but-
Is it making something good in life happen? I mean, what is
Well,
success?
Considering success is subjective, his goals are to get whatever he wants. He's always gotten that.
Yep.
He's successful. I don't like him. None of us here are
But does that make him
Trumpers.
successful?
Then what's your definition of success?
I mean, would
No,
would you
stop,
consider
stop,
Hitler
stop.
a success because he got everything he
He
wanted?
didn't get everything he wanted. He wanted
He
to rule the
wanted
world.
everything he wanted,
Well,
and then he died.
He wanted to rule the
Actually,
world.
he killed himself, so
he actually
sure he
died.
wanted to.
Can you
He actually died.
can you just answer one
And
question?
suicide.
Can you just answer one question?
his own-
Can you just
so that
answer
means he got
one
what he
question?
wanted when he died.
Exactly.
Can you just answer that one question?
Right to the moment of his death.
You
he
can't
died.
answer that one question. He's
I can
incapable
answer
of
a
it.
question.
Then answer the question.
What's the question?
What are you judging success as?
How are you defining success?
Getting what you wanted.
I literally just said that. Obtaining your own goals.
So technically, I guess you could say he's successful.
Trump is successful because his goals, while shitty,
So we should copy
he's
that.
achieved. Huh?
So we should copy that. The question isn't, is he successful? Is it something that somebody should copy?
Are you?
Is it something
No,
you
no,
want to
that's
follow?
not the question. No. You said
That's whether or not
Trump
they're
is not
leaders.
successful.
If you're successful, that means you've gone ahead and had inspired somebody else
If you're
to
copying
do what
somebody
you
else's
wanted
goals,
to do.
You're changing your own definition of successful.
if you're
So
copying somebody
what's-
else's
I'm saying
goals, you're not
success.
successful.
So what's your definition of successful?
Well, I woke up this morning and
No,
I got
no,
out
no,
of
no.
bed
Keep-
and wait a
why
minute.
can't you answer
Wait
the
a minute.
question?
I was successful.
Keep-
I got out of bed.
So that was
So
your one
I
goal.
was successful.
So that was your one goal.
But
for
does
the day.
that rank where Trump is doing?
That's not.
Yes.
You keep changing
I
the
had a goal.
conversation.
I had a goal.
This is why I can't
I'm
talk
suc-
to you. You change the conversation whenever you're losing.
No. Success is getting something that you wanted.
Right?
Okay?
Anything else?
So all
Any-
of us have success.
Anything else? Is that your only definition for success?
So that would be it, I guess. That's
Okay.
it.
Is that you're done?
Yeah.
se-
Apparently,
3
anything
second
you
pause.
do, if you want to do it, you're successful.
Okay. So your definition of success is achieving all of your own personal goals.
No. Just a goal.
Achieving your
Because
goal.
not everybody can succeed at everything they want to do.
Fine.
Which explains exactly what Trump. He doesn't succeed at everything he wants to do. He succeeds at certain things. Just like I wake up in the morning
So
and
is
I
there-
get out of bed and I walk into the kitchen and make some coffee. I've succeeded making coffee in the morning.
So is there a
I
certain
completed one thing.
percentage rate of success that you feel is beneficial?
Now,
What-
does it make you famous?
What's your argument
That's
right
not
now?
gonna make me famous.
No, stop. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. What is your argument right now? Because you've changed the conversation 3 times in this
There's
conversation.
no particular argument.
Then what?
It's
Then what's your
success
what is your conversational point right now?
is success.
No. Specify. What are you talking about? What is your theory right now? What is your question right now?
My question is, if you wake up in the morning and you want to do something, and you succeed in doing that, that's success. if you have a lifelong plan,
Stop,
and you
stop, stop,
get
stop,
to that
stop,
point
stop,
and
stop.
you succeed that, then that's good.
You brought Trump up. What was your point? You forgot, didn't you?
No, I just don't think he succeeded in what he wanted to do.
What did he want to do?
To me,
No. What do you think he wanted to do?
he doesn't have a succession point. He doesn't want to succeed in anything. He just wants to control.
So did he succeed in
But
that?
that's his goal.
But he hasn't been in control.
He has been in control.
But he hasn't
His
gotten to
entire
what he
life,
wants.
he's been. Yes, he did. How so?
He's looking to be a complete failure.
What?
Okay?
He
That's
wants
his
to be a failure.
success.
He wants to be a failure.
He wants to be a complete failure.
Why?
Because everything he's done, and so far he's succeeding, is to be a complete failure.
Okay, these are two.
He's
different-
lost everything,
He's not lost everything.
and he's basically lost everything he's ever done.
still a millionaire.
Billionaire.
Millionaire.
He's lost everything he's ever wanted to do. Okay?
No, he hasn't.
Well,
Listen,
his goal, last I heard, he was going to be the best president, and I am the best president anybody has
No.
ever seen here.
Okay, him
and he's not going to be that.
him saying he is and him trying to be are two different things.
But when you say something,
he's
you
marketing
have to
himself.
succeed it.
No, he's the best president to his constituents.
But for him,
Everything is subjective with him.
is he
Everything
successful?
is subjective with him.
With him.
That's why
But
you're
is
fail.
he-
That's why you're losing this conversation.
Has he become successful?
To his standards, yes.
No,
How so?
because he hasn't won over the people. He hasn't.
What people?
He hasn't. Has he made the country better?
That's not his goal.
No, no. That's what he says. He's going to make the country better.
No. That's what he markets. That's not his goal.
So what is his goal?
His goal is to be famous and make a lot of money. That's his
And
goal.
then he hasn't done that.
And he's been successful.
He hasn't done that.
Yes, he has.
I mean, we're sitting here talking
He's
about
lost more money than he's gained.
False. There's no fucking way.
He's lost more money than he's gained.
He is not.
He has.
No. Okay. I know what you're trying to say. Yes, he's lost a lot of money over the
No,
years.
he's lost more money than he's gained.
I understand what you're saying. He's still nowhere near poor. All he cares
I
about.
didn't say he's poor.
All he cares about is controlling the conversation.
None of us are poor.
All he cares about is controlling the conversation.
He's a
There's a
little
reason.
spoiled brat. Yeah.
There's a reason why he says he's a billionaire while only being a millionaire. Because if you say it enough times, stupid people believe you.
So he's not successful.
All he cares about. Will this end the conversation if I just agree with you? Because you're spinning wheels.
Yeah.
You're not listening to anything I'm saying.
He's just never
You're
been
right.
successful.
You're right.
Now I'll give you that. I guess because we're all
You're right.
successful. He's
You're right.
successful over these people
You're
that
right.
believe in him. Has he succeeded your expectations?
No.
That makes him not successful.
His successful again. So Black Widow comes out in May.
Black Widow comes out in May.
It's a prequel. I mean, she's still fired. Have you seen Marriage Story yet?
I'm not.
Should. It's pretty fucking good. I got a little teary eyed towards the end.
Nice.
It's pretty fucking good.
That's good.
Black Widow.
She's dope.
ScarJo is a force.
She is.
She had a good year, man. Between Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit and Endgame.
Yep.
Some good shit, man.
Getting her own thing this year.
Trump will probably do a cameo in it. That's all right.
So.
Good app.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to call it.
Sounds good. We're over 2 hours anyways.
Yes. Probably went on for too long. So that's going to do it for us at This One Last Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. We got P Breeze,
What's up?
Papa Breeze,
Hello.
and I'm Ryan B. Online. So we're going to sign off. Join us next time.
Bye. Steal my catchphrase.
Didn't know you worked for Cricket.
Catchphrase.